Let's go live now to the Foreign Minister Penny Wong, who joins me from Sydney. A lot happening. Minister, thanks for your time. The Prime Minister heads to China this weekend. He is going to make representations. He said so on behalf of Yang Henjun, the Australian writer. How strongly, though, will those representations be made on behalf of him?
I can say to you, Kieran, that we have consistently advocated on behalf of Dr Young. We joined with Maurice Payne when we were in opposition to advocate for him and add our voice to it, and we have continued that in government. We share the concerns of his family about his condition, his medical condition and his medical treatment. We will continue to express that. I will be travelling with the Prime Minister as well to China, and I will ensure that whatever opportunity I have to make representations on Dr Young's behalf, I will do so.
So you will be with him. It's a significant visit, marks 50 years since Australia's first diplomatic relations. Do you have confidence that we might see a similar outcome to, say, what we saw with Cheng Lei and her release?
I have faith that we can continue to make our representations, and we will do so, whether it's at the Prime Minister's level, my level, or all of the officials that Australia can rely upon to represent Australian interests and Dr Young's interests to China. But it is a significant visit, as you say. It's the first one for some time, and it does mark a very significant anniversary of diplomatic relations and former Prime Minister Whitlam's visit.
What's the message from you and the PM to China when it comes to its place on the world stage? Can it be a force for good? We know there's a lot of talk around its influence on Russia, but what about the Middle East?
Look, China is seeking to be a global leader. It's seeking to be a great power, and it is a member of it's a permanent member of the Security Council. With those positions and with that status obviously comes responsibility as well, and we would continue to encourage China to exercise that responsibility wisely, whether it's in terms of China's relationship with Russia and influencing Russia when it comes to the illegal and immoral invasion of Ukraine, but also on global matters and the current crisis in the Middle East.
As Australia stabilises its relations with China, there's been some debate. It gets a bit technical, but it's important. Kevin Rudd signed a joint communique with China back in 2009 after a difficult period. There's some debate as to whether Mr Albanese would do the same. James Curran, the respected academic, he thinks that it helped put a floor under difficulties by having a joint communique or joint message at the end of that Rudd visit. Could we see a similar outcome with Mr Albanese?
Well, obviously we'll see. We'll have the opportunity to talk about what happened on the visit after the visit. But I would say this: we are not going back to where we were 20 years ago in terms of our relationship with China. China has changed, and our relationship has changed. We came to government. We said we wanted to bring a greater level of maturity to the relationship, a greater degree of consistency. We made clear we weren't going to play any domestic politics with it, but we also said we want to stabilise the relationship and ensure that Australia's national interests are safeguarded. Now, we know that there are going to be differences. They need to be navigated wisely, and we have to make judgments about how we navigate them. Cooperate where we can, disagree where we must, and continue engaging, because that gives us the capacity to undertake that navigation.